Deepa, you're one of those unusual people that have one foot in Western medicine and the other foot in Eastern medicine. How do you see how did these become so different, and what are the different underlying philosophies of both of these?
Well, that's a pretty neat question. I look at it this way. In antiquity, human beings had illnesses, they had diseases, and they wanted fixing. They wanted their stomach ache to be fixed. And it seems like there was basically two ways that was approached. In ancient Europe, people like Da Vinci approached the problem of medicine and illness by taking dead bodies, and they would open them up and look to see what's inside, and from there they would surmise how it works. Well, perhaps this bag of ether is related to this abdominal pain that I have every time I eat, or whatever. That's how they looked at it. While in the Orient, they looked at it in a completely different way. They saw the dead people and they say, well, that person's dead. I want to know what makes that person alive. So rather than looking into the form of the fact that there's a bone and a blood vessel and a heart, they looked at the energy of the body. They looked at the patterns and the relationships of the digestion to the sleep, to the skin, to the seasons and the cycles of the year, coming up with a completely different type of medicine. I almost liken it to that traditional the yin-yang, the half black, the half white. If you look at Western medicine, it's almost like the yin of the medicine. Yin is that which has form. So the Western medicine requires form. It has to show up on an x-ray or a blood test, or they're not quite sure how to deal with it. But in the Chinese medicine, they don't need an x-ray or a blood test. They were treating people 5,000 years ago, well before thermometers were invented. They were treating meningitis, and they were treating, epidemic flus, and people still survived. So it's just two divergent pathways, both to treat the human form. I find that the most effective approach is both. Treat your pneumonia with antibiotics, and treat the fevers and the spirits both with acupuncture as well. You have to get the best results. I like to mix them both, and they're two different ways of looking at the physical form.